I have been getting back into VR chat, so I want to see the end of the VR chat most depraved predator, baby cakes. So like I said, I have been coming back to VR chat, hanging around, doing some fun time dancing, standing, and just kind of like doing some exercises and stuff like that. Hanging out, talking to some new people and stuff like that. But I haven't really gone back to the undergrounds of VR chat. So I'm super curious to see what's been happening when it comes to the underground. The dark side, I guess you could say, of VR chat. Because there is a dark side of VR chat for, whether you like it or not, there is definitely questionable things.
Having a passy and holding a plushie while you...
Okay, what if I told you me and her we had an emotional connection, and that is why she allowed me to make those comments towards her.
That nauseating voice belongs to Baby Cakes, also known as Cutie Trash or Manic Panic on VR Chat, a free-to-play, massive online social platform using virtual reality headsets. He's in early 30s and has been one of the most controversial figures in the VR Chat community for years. Baby Cakes has been caught in multiple allegations of minors, especially on VR Chat where he talks to them.
How do you want Daddy to you? Want me to you in the bed? Or you want me to you in the crib?
His entire platform is designed...
Jesus Christ. Never heard of that. This definitely has to be a new person. Well, when I mean new, as in like new to me, so.
Specifically to give him access to kids through colorful video edits and rhymes.
Yeah, you want Mary Had a Little Lamb? Yeah, you love Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, you love it. Okay. Mary had a little lamb she kept in her backyard. When she took her off, his woolly hide.
And somehow,
What
despite
the
being called out for his
hell?
illegal behavior, he still didn't care to admit that he was wrong.
What people fail to understand is all of it was consensual.
And what's worse, he tried to cover up
Kids do not what? Right, it's consensual. Right, sure. Totally.
by interviewing and shaming other predators. In this video, we'll go through all of Baby Cakes' crimes and expose him for the predator that he truly is. Who is Baby Cakes, and what horror has he committed in the world of virtual reality? Buckle up.
Oh,
'cause
I
this is
can't
a
wait
very
to see
bad and
this. I'm
disgusting
super
ride.
excited about this. Let me guess, did they identify themselves as a specific gender?
Baby Cakes, who goes by Manic Panic on VR Chat, is an adult man who has been a fixture of the VR Chat community for a long time. VR Chat is a platform that allows users to interact with others with user-created 3D avatars and worlds. Baby Cakes is so embroiled in this community and not in a good way. Most people only knew him because of his terrible behavior with younger members of the community. Instead of making content for people his age, he always tried to frame it in a setting that's tailored to kids. For example, his YouTube channel, which is a small space with a little over 800 subscribers, has a lot of videos with children's themes. Some of his videos...
I like it how the name of his video is literally Baby Cake 666. Ah, yes, I cater towards kids. That's awesome. That's awesome with those specific numbers. Sure says a lot about you, to be honest.
are in the form of colorful thumbnails that look like storybook covers, with children having fun in a playing ground, and some, like this one, have innocent titles that can make a child click to watch. This particular video is titled Nursery Rhymes with Baby Cakes. Although his spooky clown avatar could tell you the video is anything but good, any child who doesn't know better would still click on it. And guess what? The rhymes in the video are twisted and dirty. Baby Cakes presented graphic versions of some classic nursery rhymes like Mary had a little lamb, little Bo Peep, and Hickory Dickory Dock. His introduction for Mary, had a little lamb, had a joke.
Yeah, you want Mary Had a Little Lamb? Yeah, you love Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, you love it. Okay. Mary had a little lamb she kept in her backyard. When she took her off, his woolly hide.
Similarly, his rendition of Little Bo Peep had some lyrics about the little girl getting with her sheep and horse. This is a video Baby Cakes uploaded himself in February 2026. This was something he sat down, filmed, edited, and chose to put on the internet for his viewers, who he generally suggests are mature and above the age of 18. Yet despite the content warning...
I am so surprised that YouTube has not come down and put the slap on it, to be honest. I probably did, because this is a documentary at the end of the day, but wow.
Still addressed his content to young people, using the words kids and children multiple times. The aesthetic of the video is colorful and the background music is light, all of which are fit for children's shows. And the worst part is that his main audience in the video are young children who whine and cry after he tells his awful rhymes. This is how Baby Cakes broadcasts his behavior with children on his own platform. The sick nursery rhyme video has less than 400 views and close to 40 likes, which by the way is kind of upsetting that he even had reception at all. Here's what you do need to understand about Baby Cakes. You see, he is someone who operates with a very specific playbook. He finds vulnerable people and works his way into their lives. He tries to create a dynamic where he's the safe person by calling himself a father figure and builds trust slowly. This is exactly what...
I see. I see. So that's how that is.
all about, and that was primarily what Baby Cakes was about. A YouTube creator named FFI had been the first to expose Baby Cakes in the early 2025. He had uploaded one video and recorded a livestream session in February 2025, but had to take them down, partly for privacy reasons, and also because Baby Cakes and his network mass reported him. FFI had come to know about the Baby Cakes in January 2025 through a VR chat user named Molly. Molly had reached out to him after hearing rumors that Baby Cakes, who went by the name of one of his alt accounts, Cutie Trash, had been an 8-year-old, and most notably, a 16-year-old named Lunari. It was clear that Baby Cakes knew that Lunari was a child. He referred to her as a baby and even referred to himself as a depraved person. And as if that wasn't awful enough, he began to react to the noise Lunari was making as he continued to talk to her. Then in his signature performance, he began to call himself Daddy while talking to little Lunari in a disgusting tone. And here comes the crazy part. Baby Cakes suggested that she held a plushie and a pacifier while he got with her.
What?
He did all this on a 10-minute stream that Molly recorded, and he didn't care that his audience were listening to them.
I don't know, they just want to watch me. I don't care if you watch. I'm not
That sounds like a British person because I heard the accent.
gonna in my in public, but I'm not gonna in public.
And before we go further into the story, I need a small favor from you.
That's
I've started posting these deep dives on Spotify as well, so if you prefer listening instead
That's
of watching, or you just want to support me, make sure to follow me there. The link to my Spotify is in the description. When Molly tried confronting him about it herself, Baby Cakes has responded by crashing her VR chat instance over and over until she gave up. That was when she reached out to FFI for help. The recording Molly had gathered was very incriminating. It revealed more. Instances where the Baby Cakes kept asking Lunari increasingly questions.
These babies like to naughty things. Don't you? When you say daddy, what you mean? Can come together.
These questions fell into another level of degeneracy when he began hinting at getting with her in a crib, and even calling her a little girl.
How do you want daddy to you? Want me to you in the bed? Or you want me to you in the crib?
Again, remember that Baby Cakes was in his early 30s and Lunari was 16.
What?
These are not good conversations to have with a minor, and they are certainly inappropriate to have online. Baby Cakes was aware that he was crossing the line with his disgusting.
Dude, that shit is wild to hear that, dude. That shit is wild to hear that. Oh my god.
Advances, and this is why he instructed her not to tell anyone.
For a fact that this has to be a new person. Like, this is definitely, because if they said they exposed them in 2025, right? My curiosity is this is probably a new PDF person, because I only know the older ones. I know some of the older ones. This is definitely has to be someone new.
Just don't tell anyone. I want to get canceled. Well, I mean, I can't really get canceled anymore.
In response to the video, a user named Bunny confronted Baby Cakes to know why he had been so forward with Lunari despite knowing that she was a child.
Having a passy and holding a plushie while you were.
Baby Cakes responded first by claiming that people were into that kind of content.
No reason for that, people are into it.
And then he excused his behavior by straight up admitting that he and Lunari are intimate because they established an emotional connection.
You want to know why I made those comments towards Lunari?
Bruh.
Okay, what if I told you me and her kind of we had an emotional connection, and that is why she allowed me to make those comments towards her, and I always asked her if she was comfortable.
You can tell from his voice that Baby Cakes was a man without a conscience. To him, what he was doing with Lunari, also known as, was not bad or immoral. They were just two people who had established a connection. He even tried to share the blame with Lunari, saying that their business was consensual and Lunari had given him mixed signals.
Emotional connection.
What people fail to understand is all of it was consensual.
16 is not age of consent. Even if she did consent, if her parents did not consent, then it is statutory.
I know, but like I said, I received me.
I know, but I still did it anyways. That's fucking crazy. In this scenario, statutory is used to refer a relationship between a juvenile and an adult that is illegal under the age of consent statutes, but that does not involve the degree of coercion or manipulation sufficient to qualify as a forcible X crime.
Messages about a lot of things.
It's disturbing no matter how you look at it. It's like he couldn't be bothered by how grave the situation was for him. Child is a criminal offense that is punishable by 10 to 15 years of imprisonment in certain jurisdictions. Yet Baby Cakes had not only revealed to the world that he had partaken in such a crime, but he also made light of the situation, and more people called him out on this behavior. There's a recording from a confrontation that happened in what appears to be a VR chat instance, where multiple people from Baby Cakes' former community gathered to address him directly. One person straight up called him a PDF file.
Even if he just flirted with a person you know is under 18, that is, you're a file.
Baby Cakes interjected by saying that he was merely love bombing and not manipulating Lunari. In his mind's eye, this was something he grew up trying to do, since he wasn't loved enough as a child. The conversation also revealed—
That's crazy that that this person brought their trauma or so. They'd be like, oh, this is you know, this and that and then this and this happened to me in the past or so, you know, I'm just trying to do the thing, you know, and I didn't receive or so when I was younger, you know? It's like, bro, stop making up excuses, man. You know exactly what you're doing. Stop it, dude. I'm like, I don't think your parents would fucking come to you and say sexual shit towards you. What the hell, bro? What are we doing here?
Baby Cakes' habits of harassing and blocking people he believed were his enemies. Lunari herself, who was present in the chat, attested to the fact that Baby Cakes banned people he didn't like.
You literally banned anybody you didn't like, for no apparent reason.
Another layer of this story comes from another recording where Baby Cakes reports a 17-year-old to his mother for bullying him.
What? Mommy, that's the one bullying me. Oh!
Really? You're 30 years old and you think I'm bullying you? Really? You're 30 years old and you're bullying a 17-year-old? What?
I'm here for this.
You've been me for 10 months. Have you told your mom about that?
This person detailed the harassment campaign that Baby Cakes had allegedly run against her. He had banned 24 of her accounts amongst other accusations that she listed out in one breath.
He literally got 24 of my accounts banned me again because he thought I was stealing money from a 12-year-old.
She also mentioned that he had threatened to do unsettling things to her body.
You know he's my body, by the way, right? You know your son did that?
His parents didn't even try to reprimand him. Instead, they told her to stay away from him, as if she was the one causing the problem.
Well, guess what? It actually takes two. It actually takes two people.
From this interaction, it was obvious that Baby Cakes was surrounded by a system that enabled his behavior. If his own mother couldn't control him or call him out for his wrongdoings at age 30, then he was more or less a disaster waiting to happen. And the disturbing part was that he did cause trouble, not just for Lunari and this aggrieved 17-year-old, but also for other young victims. Another child named Brian also fell into Baby Cakes' traps. Brian was 15 years old at the time, and Baby Cakes, who operated under the username Hello Shitty, was fully aware of his age. Yet despite confirming this, Baby Cakes began to send Brian explicit My Little Pony content on Discord. YouTube creator FFI dove into Baby Cakes' story to get a full picture of the degenerate that had been toying with minors. This was when he uploaded his first video about Baby Cakes, the one that later got taken down. In response, Baby Cakes took to his YouTube channel in March 2025 to address the issues surrounding his name on VRChat, and referred to the whole saga as stupid, fraudulent accusations that had gone on long enough. The 39-minute video opened with Baby Cakes announcing that he was coming out of retirement to address the situation, and this immediately tells you the energy we're dealing with here.
Look, hello internet people. I literally had to come out of retirement for this one because of how stupid this is getting.
From his tone, you can tell that he wasn't here to render an apology or come clean. Baby Cakes wanted to sling excuses and play victim as always.
Of course.
His core argument was that everything was taken out of context, and he was framed by people who had formed a hate group against him.
Look, I get it. There's a bunch of cancel videos about me, and it's all been fucking spearheaded by my fucking hate group. Did any of you stop to think where these videos and so-called evidences fucking come from? No, you didn't do anything. You didn't look into anything, and all of it's been fucking taken completely out of context.
It makes you wonder how exactly everything Baby Cakes was caught doing was taken out of context. What context would make it okay for an adult man to speak inappropriately with a child,
Right.
even after they had been called out for it?
What the fuck is that
context are we
avatar?
missing
Put
that
it
makes
down.
any of this
Apparently,
better?
this is one of the
He
most
went further
recent
by claiming
PDFs
that
or so in
Lunari was
VR
paid to
chat.
frame him.
No, I literally have the video of her.
Because like I know me and Sage, because we're like old players of VR chat. Like we only know some of the older ones, like some of the infamous ones at least, or like we know like to degree like to be like, yeah, there's like an underground when it comes to like VR chat, like the dark side of VR chat, right? But these guys are a lot more newer, and yeah, there's also work groups or so where they like grew minors and stuff like that. But it usually, most of the time, it mostly happens with the furries the most, where this comes from. Like the furries is where all of this really comes from the most, because we usually don't like associate with it, but we've seen like videos and stuff like that, or like whispers about it, you know, here from time to time. There's some dodgy things in VR chat that will make Epstein Island look like a joke. Yeah, there are some like actual like deplorable, questionable shit that you can actually discover in VR chat. And sometimes they hide stuff in some of the public worlds, and you have to go in a specific way or activate a certain thing to insert yourself into some of these places. I don't know if they still have it now, but I know back then or so is like, if you wanted to get into a specific world, you had to manually search it up on the website and then have to manually log into it from the website in order to get into certain worlds. I remember this trick because someone showed this to me, and they showed me a specific room where it was kind of like a red room or something like that. And then they have like a strap chair where you can strap your VR chat avatar there, and then they do some deplorable shit on you. Like I remember this one specific world, but it was like a while ago. It's still around. Just need to add yourself to a Discord group. Yeah, most of the time, yeah, it is mostly now handled in Discord groups where they have this stuff here in general and like in private sessions now. So it's a lot harder to track it down, and because they don't go out, you know, messing around with actual. Well, it is, but it's like, you have to, I guess you would have to find it in certain time frame for it.
Recording herself telling me she framed me.
Baby Cakes also went after FFI personally in the video, accusing him of only caring about money. He claimed that FFI had fabricated content for views and never genuinely cared about child safety.
He's never once cared about anything, only cares about the money. He's always cared about the money, and I can prove it. He about not being able to monetize it. He about needing more donations, and then he made his Discord pay only. He only cared about the money.
He also made the claim that FFI used a real child in his investigation, which he framed as a far worse offense than anything Baby Cakes himself did. Baby Cakes' sense of justice and child protection was unnecessary, because in the 39-minute-long video, he never really spoke about what was important, the incriminating recording that Molly had made of him and Lunari. He never addressed a single piece of actual footage or explained any of the specific clips. He didn't even provide any coherent alternative account of what was happening in those recordings. All Baby Cakes did in his own response video was yell about how everyone was out to get him. FFI didn't pay him any mind, and in June 2025, he uploaded the now available footage which documents much about Baby Cakes and his habits. FFI's revelations came from first-hand information
actually, to be
that he
honest.
had gathered from infiltrating
That's
Baby
in June.
Cakes servers 2 months prior by
Hey,
pretending
Tara.
to be a minor. Apparently, Baby Cakes ran a VR chat group called the Toy Box. And the Toy Box wasn't just some casual hangout server. It was a way for Baby Cakes to have a steady stream of young, vulnerable people coming directly to him in an environment where he was in charge of. The group was open to diverse groups of people, including the mentally ill ones. And the rules were simple. Just abide by the VR chat's terms of service, which were guidelines governing all VR chat members. Part of these guidelines was the eligibility clause, which sets the minimum age for VR
Oh,
chat.
hell no. I haven't heard of that group in ages. You know this group? Damn, what a small ass fucking world. I've never heard of this one at all.
To 13 years. Now, why would a 30-plus
Toy
adult
Box
create a
is
group
an
inviting all
insane
kinds
underground
of
minor
people
group.
from 13
Oh,
and
dude,
above?
that's crazy that you
This
know
setup was
about
already
this. I
disturbing
never
to
knew
begin
about
with.
this one.
As the owner of the group, Baby Cakes made himself the overall head and referred to himself as Daddy. In a way, this authoritative
fucking
setting made it
weird.
possible for him to instruct them to do his bidding. As FFI put it, the children who joined were manipulated to think that certain
Bro, I can't believe
inappropriate
it's still
actions were
around.
okay to do.
Apparently it
Baby
is.
Cakes had a Discord server called Riddlebox, and it linked directly to the VR Chat Toy Box group. Inside this server, there were
I never heard about the
significant
Toy
numbers of
Box,
minors
though.
because there were no rules preventing that. Also, the
How old
content
is
that was shared
this?
were all explicit in nature, and Baby Cakes actively allowed those minors to post real photos of themselves. After taking note of these atrocities, FFI decided to do something about it himself, so he staged a sting operation.
I'll tell
on
you in
VR
private.
Chat.
All right.
On April 23rd, 2025, FFI created an alternate account and joined Baby Cakes' Toy Box group. You might wonder, how did he manage to get in? Well, it was easy. FFI posed as a 15-year-old girl, which was something Baby Cakes couldn't resist. Using a modulator, FFI altered his voice to fit the character he was portraying, and he quickly informed Baby Cakes of his age.
Wait, you're turning 16, right?
Yes, very soon.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were 18.
No, sorry.
And like a moth to flame, Baby Cakes was instantly drawn to this character. Instead of being a mature adult and breaking off communication, he continued to encourage their interactions. So right there, in the very first discussion, Baby Cakes was told that this person was about to turn 16. His response was not to back away or go, "Oh, you're a child, I should probably not be getting close to you." Instead, he got excited that she's turning 16. Already,
What?
that should be setting off alarm bells. The very next day, April 24th, Baby Cakes was preparing to make a call-out video about his ex-girlfriend, and he decided to involve this person he had just met in that process. He asked this person to help him find dirt on his ex, like profile pictures and information. And when they pointed out that they didn't have Discord downloaded, Baby Cakes told them about a website specifically designed to steal people's profile pictures.
No. I mean, you could use the Discord ID and then go to that one website that allows you to steal images.
Can you believe that this was a grown adult man teaching someone how to scrape and steal people's online information for the sake of harassment campaigns? And he's doing it on a platform with a bunch of minors paying attention.
That is
What
crazy, I'm not
responsible
gonna
adult
lie.
would act this way? But that's not even the concerning part.
I like the
That was just a
funny thing is like they tried doing that or so in VR chat, because I know one of the more common things in VR chat is like getting your IP, and then like they find your name. Well, not really. Like they find out like who's the owner of the IP, and they're like, "Oh, I see that your name is this on your IP," and I'm like, "No, that's not me, but you know, nice try though." But because like I guess because it falls under the name of who owns the internet thing, I guess, and it's just kind of like, I'm like, because during that time specifically, I wasn't paying for the internet. Mama Azathoth was, so they tried to scare me and everything like that, but it didn't work. So it's just kind of like it's just like it kind of like failed.
Tuesday for Baby Cakes. The concerning part comes on April 27th. On this particular day, which happened to be 4 days after FFI first joined the group, everything changed. For the first time, FFI finds himself alone with Baby Cakes. There were no other people in the instance. It was just the two of them, and Baby Cakes immediately shifted gears. The conversation started gently enough, but it didn't take long before Baby Cakes started steering things in a very specific and
When did this
deliberate
video
direction.
came out? So this specific video, right? This specific video came out, let me see, 3 weeks ago. And the video that they exposed this person specifically was in June. And that's how it is. Yeah. So this is just recently. This is literally just recently. So it's not really that long ago, to be honest. I don't know the bad toy box, but that's from Poppy Playtime. Oh, is that from Poppy Playtime? Let's just say that the so far it's, you know, this person here is not really the great person to be with, or let your child be with, anyways. Jesus Christ.
He started by asking about Twitter and talking about filters, specifically the filter that hides adult
Hey,
content.
Winter.
Did you still have the filter on? So you still have the filter on?
What filter?
There's a filter on Twitter that shows you everything. Some are in settings.
Baby Cakes was basically teaching a minor how to access adult content on Twitter, and then almost immediately after doing this, he dropped his usual line, instructing the young person to not tell anyone about their interaction.
Don't tell anyone, baby. Daddy's trying to help you.
Okay, I won't tell anyone.
This is action. When an adult moves suspiciously with a child
That is
and tries to keep
wild
things a
to see
secret,
that.
it essentially means that what they're doing is wrong. In Baby Cake's case, It's obvious that he knows what he's doing. He even admitted it in the same breath. He openly said that he had done this to his kids, which is code name for other victims, and there wasn't a hint of remorse in his tone. Baby Cakes was aware that what he was doing was downright grooming, and he decided that the reason people called it that was because they just didn't understand him, not because he's actually doing it. In his head, he's the good guy who was helping these kids, and everyone else was just jealous or out to get him, and that was why they were labeling his connections with minors as something evil.
That's what I mean. All they want to do is make me look bad, and all they want to do is ruin my life because they want to try and drive as many people away from me as possible. That's all they do, and it's really annoying.
Baby Cakes had said all these things to a child he believed was 15 years old. He had vented about those who criticized him while simultaneously doing the exact thing his critics have accused him of. This has to be some form of delusion. Baby Cakes had constructed a mental framework where he was perpetually the victim. Every accusation against him was wrong, and every person who criticized him was part of a hate group. He had built himself a psychological fortress where nothing from the outside world could touch him, because everything from the outside world was, by definition, an attack. FFI maintained his sting operation for weeks.
Hear this guy's voice
He
makes my
continued to
skin
observe,
crawl.
and there was nothing
That's
particularly...
why the guy, at least so far when I've noticed or so, he sounds very British, very European-ish. So far, you know,
incriminating.
it gives me that
until
creepy
the 15th of
vibes.
May, 2025. This was his final interaction with Baby Cakes. The day starts at a daycare, which, as FFI points out, is not unusual for Baby Cakes. He apparently liked to hang around in VR chat daycare instances, which is an already deeply concerning feature for a grown man. After leaving the daycare, FFI gets another one-on-one opportunity with Baby Cakes. And this time, Baby Cakes took things to the next degenerate level. The conversation started with Baby Cakes in full daddy mode. He was affectionate and soft-spoken as he told FFI's child avatar how much he loved her, and asked why she hadn't been talking to him. And then, FFI's avatar started talking about her family situation. She claimed that her mother wasn't giving her enough attention, and her father was away at work.
And then my dad, like, he wanted to spend more time, but then now he's going back to work and stuff. So he's gonna be gone a lot. Like, right now he's not here.
And Baby Cakes took advantage of the situation by trying to insert himself as the replacement parental figure. FFM's character agreed, and Baby Cakes said in his disgustingly soft tone that he would always be there for her.
Well, I'm still here, Bubba. At least you got me, and I'm happy to look after.
I know. And that's why I like being around you.
This move is very predatory in nature. Baby Cakes was convinced that the child felt uncertain about her relationship with her father, and therefore tried to position himself as a valuable substitute. Any grown-up listening to this recording would instantly tell the red flags, but not a child who can be easily swayed with sweet words and a gentle tone. And as if that was not bad enough, Baby Cakes suddenly brought up an old conversation where he had been guiding her toward adult content, and now he's reminding her of it and making an offer to let her know that the door was still open.
You still want to do that stuff with Daddy?
What stuff?
Remember you asked Daddy you wanted help looking at things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still want help?
Can we still do that?
Yeah, we can still do that, baby.
And here comes the nod.
Oh man, I'm getting a whiplash from this shit. I ain't gonna fucking lie, dude. Holy cow, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Part. Like he did with Lunari's case, Baby Cakes instinctively told FFA's character that she should keep this interaction a secret. He said this because he was fully aware that he could get cancelled for what he was doing, and he acknowledged it in this following clip.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone, okay? Daddy doesn't want to get cancelled again.
Yeah.
Baby Cakes absolutely knew that what he was doing would be condemned by every normal person who saw it, and here he was, asking a child to protect him from those consequences. The conversation continued to escalate. Baby Cakes started asking increasingly explicit questions about what she knew, what she'd seen, and what she wanted to look at, and he framed all of it as help, and a form of education, as if he was just a dad taking care of his little girl.
What does Baby know? What does Baby know about naughty stuff?
I feel like I just know like the normal stuff, like guy and girl stuff that like my mom explained to me.
Did Baby ever look at that stuff on the internet?
What
Mm-mm,
the
not yet.
hell?
For a much clearer context,
Okay,
this was an adult...
now I completely understand why, like, I understand, like, the statement or so when Asmongold said, like, oh, yeah, no, it's definitely, I can understand why, like, girls hate guys in general, because they were definitely groomed when they were younger. God, dude, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Now I can completely understand what actually happens behind. Like, I know it's bad or so, but fucking nay, dude, this guy takes it on a whole new level of bad.
Man, speaking to a person he believed to be a 15-year-old girl and asking if she wanted him to show her graphic material.
Well,
and he did this while speaking in a tone of care and protection. And as he kept making these advances, Baby Cakes continued to request that she kept their interaction a secret. He even added that if she didn't play it safe, people would attack him, and she would never see him again.
Daddy's happy to help you with stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Because if people find out Daddy's helping you with naughty stuff, they're gonna they're gonna make me go away, and then we don't get to see each other.
This was next level manipulation.
That's hella manipulation
FFI was
right
done
there.
with his sting operation. He had gathered enough evidence to pin against Baby Cakes and caught him right in the act. The beginning of the end for Baby Cakes started when he asked FFI's character if she would like to see some baby stuff, whatever that meant, and instead of responding with the voice modulator, FFI reverted to his real voice and answered Baby Cakes seconds later.
I would like to look at baby stuff, Cakes.
Baby Cakes' first move, the minute he realized he was caught, is quite embarrassing. Instead of logging off or even getting defensive, he quickly acted as if he had seen through FFI's sting operation the entire time.
Hey, yo! I knew it was you!
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
You wouldn't have said that
did.
stuff if you did. Then why'd you say all that stuff?
Which is exactly the point. If Baby Cakes knew it was him the whole time, why did he spend weeks with the young girl he posed as? Why did he ask her to keep secrets? And why did he offer to show her graphic content? It was obvious that Baby Cakes had been caught red-handed in this situation, and FFI didn't spare him any mercy. But Baby Cakes being the thick-headed person, he was refused to back down. He kept circling back to the same defensive questions, asking how and why he would kids, as if that wasn't what he had been doing for weeks.
Why would I them?
You me, bro. You're trying to from when we first were alone, bro. You're saying like, oh, are you into baby stuff?
There's
Ooh.
one thing I have to compliment or so, at least the guy that is using a voice changer. That is a pretty good goddamn voice changer, to be frankly honest. That was really hard to tell that it was like, I don't know what kind of voice changer he's using, but that is a pretty impressive fucking voice changer.
What do you think about when you yourself? Why do you think that's
people
appropriate
like
to say to a
baby stuff.
year-old?
FFI cornered him by questioning everything he had done till that moment. He mentioned how Baby Cakes had been whining and playing victims to children, talking about how people wrongfully labeled him a when in the real sense of things he was guilty of that. But Baby Cakes wasn't paying attention. In his mind, he was still a victim of circumstance. Instead of admitting his wrongs, he tried to spin the entire situation back on FFI, asking why he had pretended to be a mentally ill child. In his defense, FFY had been the one who made him say those things just because of the mask he had worn. Baby Cakes must have realized that he looked dumb for deflecting from the topic, because in the next breath, he sort of surrendered to FFI. Instead of dragging the situation any longer, he told FFI that he had gotten what he wanted.
You're dude.
You got what you wanted now. Well, you got what you wanted now, what?
From his tone, Baby Cakes sounded bored and unremorseful. He was treating this confrontation like an inconvenience rather than actual crackdown. He was just irritated that he got caught, and he wanted the conversation to end. That tells you everything you need to know about Baby Cakes. And his next words truly revealed that deep down he still did not see himself as the bad person.
You like to say you're not a pedophile.
Nah,
Okay, explain
man.
to me how you're not one.
Like I said, you go you wanted. You're gonna go cause issues and take everything out of proportion.
I'm not causing issues.
Baby Cakes' audacity was alarming. He
That
saw
is
FFY's intervention as an
crazy.
issue. There was no sense of self-reflection, and he didn't even promise that he wouldn't repeat his actions again. All that was on his mind was that he was busted for one case, and it wasn't as serious as FFI was making it out to be. In fact, it will shock you to note that Baby Cakes made a sick comment about how FFI was wasting his time on him when there were real world.
Man, there's actually fucking legit rumors out there. I'm not.
Yeah, you.
Problems.
You are. You. I just proved it.
So with such overwhelming evidence, what next? You must be wondering if Baby Cakes lost his platform and perhaps faced
No.
criminal charges. Well, while that should have been the case, none of those things happened. This is because someone fought to protect Baby Cakes. This person was none other than Stitch Bash, the creator of Frenny's Nightclub, one of the more well-known VR chat worlds.
I know this world. Somebody showed me this world. I've actually came to this world one time. I was like, what the hell is this?
Stitch Bash happened to be friends with Baby Cakes and was actively promoting his Toy Box group on a server that was open to minors, with no age restrictions whatsoever. 2 days after the confrontation, on May 17th, FFY reached out to Stitch Bash directly through his Discord server. He informed him of 2 things: that his friend Baby Cakes had been caught engaging in predatory behavior,
Actually,
and
this
that
is
he was
probably not the same
actively
world,
advertising
actually.
his
I thought it
group
was
on a
that one
server
bar world
accessible
that
to
looks like
minors.
Freddy Fazbear.
Hey there.
Never mind.
I
I thought it
understand you're
was.
associated with a group called the Toy Box, owned by Baby Cakes. I have video proof of him trying to be with me when he is a 32-year-old man. Stitch Bash's response was nothing like FFI expected. Instead of considering the evidence FFI put forward, he became hostile toward him. First of all, he went defensive, asking how he was associated with Baby Cakes. Then he deflected by saying he had no control over the situation. He said, "I'm not here to police VR chat or anything else past my own world." But his initial reaction shouldn't have been this hostile. He didn't even call out Baby Cakes or condemn the behavior. The first and only thing on his mind was to separate himself from the
Maybe because that person
situation
does the same
and
thing
dispel
too.
any
Maybe.
rumor that he was friends with
Allegedly.
Baby Cakes. FFI, to his credit, stayed calm and explained that he had reached out hoping that more practical solutions could be met. "I'm not saying you two are best friends, but this guy's actions are inexcusable. In order to maintain a safe environment within your community, these kinds of people shouldn't be allowed to be within it. This is a sensible way to handle the situation. If Stick Bash was on board, he could have helped spread awareness about Baby Cakes and how he's a hazard to kids, and this would be instrumental in preventing more victims in the long run. Even if he were permanently banned on VR chat, he wouldn't be able to easily operate through multiple alternate accounts once his name had gone viral for the wrong reasons. But instead of seeing reason in this approach, Stick Bash rejected it and backed away for the sake of his ties to Baby Cakes. Even when FFI directly sent Stitch Bash video proof of Baby Cakes being inappropriate with a young child, he responded by closing the support ticket and banning FFI from his server. He banned the person showing him evidence of child, and then he called FFI the creep. Then shortly after, Stitch Bash made a public announcement about the situation and claimed that FFI was the one who started the inappropriate conversations. Then he excused Baby Cakes' behavior by describing him as a friend that has some sort of issue where they do not have a real censor with what they say. Stitch Bash claimed that Baby Cakes had said those inappropriate things around children because he was just trying to offer a safe space for everyone. Can you believe that? He
I
called
hate
the
that
Toy
safe
Box a
space
safe
word. I
space,
really do.
when in reality it was a group that a predator had built specifically to funnel vulnerable children into his orbit. It's worth noting here that Stitch Bash had also been running his own server as a 16+ community. Only after FFI spoke to him did he change the age restriction to 18+, which means that before their conversation, he had also been running a teen-accessible server while actively promoting a known predators group within it. After FFA made a YouTube post about being banned, Stitch Bash made another announcement saying he was taking a break from the community because his friends were leaving and avoiding him. But even then, he still stood up for Baby Cakes, stating that he had done nothing wrong. However, this defense didn't last long, because soon after, Stitch Bash quietly deleted his original announcement about FFI, the one where he called Baby Cakes his friend. It's possible that he
Wow, how ironic that is, huh? Maybe trying to defend someone who diddles around with kids is probably not the best image for your goddamn world shit, you know?
realized
So I
that
assume he's
publicly
like,
claiming
he's
friendship with
the
a
Avatar
verified
world
PDF
creator.
file was not a great look. After the entire ordeal, Baby Cakes got banned. His main account, the Toy Box group, and all his associated alt accounts were taken down on VR chat. But a platform ban is not the end of this story.
Oh, so
it might not even be the beginning of the end. Baby Cakes had been banned before, after the Lunari incident, but he returned again. You see, when it happened, he had turned on one of his close friends, a user called Admin. Admin had been Baby Cakes' right-hand man, and by all accounts, someone who was genuinely close to him for a long time. And at some point, he became one of the people Baby Cakes started blaming for his ban. Admin made his own video about this, and he was bitter about how much Baby Cakes had been slandering him.
It's the funniest ever that, apparently, me, his right-hand man, got him banned. But also, it is kind of sad that I had the evidence to prove that I had nothing to do with it, yet he still decided not to believe it.
Baby Cakes accused Admin of being the one who got him banned. He spread this around privately to mutual
Interesting.
friends, trying to isolate Admin and turn people against him. This tracks completely with what multiple people have said about Baby Cakes' behavior. The moment someone in his circle starts having relationships or loyalties that don't run exclusively through him, he perceives it as a threat, and his response is always the same. He'd fabricate evidence, spread rumors, and try to get people to turn against the person he wants to isolate. This is what he continued to do, even after he was removed from VR chat. And perhaps his sense of
really? I did not
loneliness
know
led
about
him
that,
to upload a sham
actually.
of an interview on his YouTube channel with someone he claimed was some kind of law enforcement contact. He claimed that this person was a cybersecurity cop who had been investigating online cases across VR chat and similar platforms. Apparently, this official had told him that a report had been filed about him out of Sydney, Australia.
We've been just sort of doing some skimming of sorts. And we got a report from somewhere in Lower Sydney about you.
It's unclear whether this official was a legit person, but the video worked in Baby Cakes' favor, and this was a PDF file who had been caught in the act. So it's possible that this interview might have been part of a script, because in a sane setting, a person would get a lawyer and not entertain such an official, or even post their interaction online. FFI also listed the interview as a fake, claiming that Baby Cakes was trying to use it to lessen the controversies surrounding his name. He wrote in a YouTube post, "Known VRC predator Baby Cakes is now pretending to be law enforcement in a pathetic attempt to disprove my video from a year ago. Keep lying, Baby Cakes, and you'll get a part 2. Moving on, instead of ending the call, Baby Cakes relaxed and opened up to the official. She quickly established a warm setting by telling him that she thought of him as a nice person.
I've been around you. You seem like a very nice guy. I've put that in the reports that you're a very nice guy. However, there are problems surrounding you that need to be addressed.
You know that in Baby Cakes' books, any authority figure who isn't immediately condemning him is an ally. And just like that, Baby Cakes quickly and completely dropped his guard the moment he believed he had sympathetic ears. He immediately pivots to attacking FFY and Molly, and cycling through his full roster of enemies, he told the contact.
So all these people just kept false reporting and dumping, and then when you actually look into these people, that's why I made videos on them. When you look into these people, then it's like, oh, you're not a victim, you're just a piece trying to cover up what you did in false report.
He even tries to use the call as an opportunity to report his own enemies, offering to hand over information on people he claimed had child pornography. He offered names and addresses pulled from public records and volunteered to become an informant, essentially, all while the case against him is supposedly still open. At the end of the day, nothing in the clip absolved him of the fact that he was caught red-handed in an FFY sting operation. It's 2026 now, and he had to go as far as uploading a video claiming that cybersecurity experts didn't hold him accountable for his actions. It's pathetic, and it only leaves questions about what his mental state is truly like. Did he not realize that this situation would have been avoided if children were not involved in any way? But as always, he's too thick to understand his situation, and what everyone tries to warn him about. Baby Cakes is still out there. He updates his YouTube channel regularly, and for some reason, he started focusing on conducting interviews with from VR chat as well as their victims. Here's one he titled, An Interview with Navi, and another, An Interview with Kumi Looney's Victim. His interview with Lunari, his own victim, is also part of this list.
What?
But as you already know, he twisted the facts and created the narrative that Lunari had been paid to frame him. But no one could have framed an innocent person to do this. What innocent person would talk like that to a child? How can you set someone up to catch them saying something like this? The evidence was clear, and Baby Cakes was still trying to defend himself. His so-called interview with Lunari is obviously a sham. Maybe he paid Lunari to change the narrative, or maybe he threatened her. But the bottom line is that his interview can't change the truth. Who knows if the other interviews he conducted with their victims are authentic? Did he remain biased, or did he fight for justice since it had nothing to do with him? We don't have answers for that, but
I wonder if there's a video or
as sad
so,
as
like
it
the
is,
darkest, like,
this coverage
or
makes
like an
some people
iceberg or
trust
so
him.
VR
They
chat.
trust
I'd be
him
so
enough to
curious
join
if
his
there's
new
actually
Discord
is one.
page, where they can share their own stories of abuse. I had an incident that happened when I was 6, and they trust him enough to watch his videos. But fair enough, the numbers aren't titanium. Baby Cakes might be lurking around VR chat with different alt accounts like he usually does. He could be talking to a child right this very moment. Why? Because the system around him enables it. He hasn't faced criminal penalties for his wrongdoing.
Oh, it's really that bad,
probably
is
still
it?
enabling his
Like
behavior.
behind the scenes, it's really that bad?
Entertain. Keep entertaining in this bull. You obviously love the drama.
You think I'm entertaining it?
With people like this surrounding him, who knows how many cases they have willingly shut down for the sake of protecting their precious son. And with this system of support, Baby Cakes will forever delude himself into thinking that he never actually did anything wrong.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That is fucking wild to see that. I never knew about this. This is definitely new. This is definitely new.
You made to Lunary.
No one's talking because no one wants to be caught with the P word attached to them, which is fair enough. Ah, I see. That makes sense, to be honest. I don't blame him though. I didn't even know about this because this is definitely brand new. When it comes to like the VR chat shit, you know, this is like definitely one of the more newer ones. It's a small world here in Australia. Someone gets his docs and we'll sort him out. Oh, he's Australian. I see. Bro, this is like giving me the dark side of UMG's Discord. Well, that is a thing, to be honest. His mother doesn't even care that how he holds his son accountable. Wait. So she blamed the victim instead of holding her son accountable. If she doesn't care that then Baby Cakes will continue doing this disgusting shit. That's wild to see that, in my personal opinion. Dude hangs around in the Superstar daycare on VRC in another group, but uses a voice mod to hide the fact it's him. Yeah, this is the problem too as well. People using voice mods and voice changers, AI voice changers and stuff like that to basically disguise themselves and go to a different account so they don't get caught. This is it. Anyways, to lighten the mood, here is a funny short. I'll take a look at it in a second. But yeah, no, overall, this is kind of crazy though. This is definitely one of the newer, at least one of the more newer recent exposed videos on the, I guess you can say the dark side of VR chat. I'll try to see if I can find if there's like a video for Iceberg, like an iceberg of VR chat, like the dark side of VR chat or something like that. I'll try to see if I find something. I think you know, since I've been getting back into VR chat too, having a good time and everything. I wouldn't mind seeing like the dark side, at least the most recent stuff that has happened, because I know some of the older stuff already, but I wouldn't mind seeing some of the more newer stuff that has happened as of recently, of like exposed shit, you know, just to kind of see, you know, why not? Anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.